What do you think, 45? Function or not a function? Well, think about it this way. First of all, there's two ways. What is this? If you graph this, it is of this form, isn't it? Y equals mx plus b, where b is 0 and the slope is 15. This is just a straight line that rises, and a straight line surely passes the vertical line test. So in that case, I would say this is a function. But also you might see it this way. If you pick any number for x, multiply it by 15, how many numbers do you get back out? Just one, right? So for 1x, you get 1y. Now, what's the domain here? All right, so the domain, so think about this. Is there any number you cannot put in? Like if I pick any number and put it in, can I multiply it by 15, or is there some way it's undefined? So I think if I pick any number at all, I can multiply it by 15. So I think the domain here is negative infinity to infinity. Right? I can pick any number. I can pick any number in this interval right here and compute. Number 47. Well, look, this is a straight line, right? What do you have? Don't you have y? Don't we have this form right here? Don't we have, I can write it here, y equals mx plus b. So you know it's a straight line. It crosses the y-axis at 12. It has slope 14. So you know it's a line that rises. And that certainly passes the vertical line test. So for that reason, I'm going to say this is a function. But also I could think this. If I pick any number for x, can I multiply it by 14? Yeah. Can I add 12 to that? Sure. And how many numbers come back out? Just one. So pick any number, multiply it by 14, you get another number, add 12, you get another number, but you only get one number. 1x gives you 1y. So it's a function. What is the domain? Well, the domain, all right, these are all the values of x that you can use, that you can compute with. Now, think opposite. Is there any number you cannot compute with? By that I mean, is there any number that if you put in here, you can't do this? You don't get anything back. Well, no, I can pick any number and multiply it by 14. So I'm going to say negative infinity to infinity. Now, just so you know, where you might have a problem is, what if you had this? What if you had y equals, say, 14 over x minus 5? What would happen if you chose x equal to 5? If you chose x equal to 5, you would get division by 0. And that's undefined. So you put a 5 in, nothing comes out. So the domain would be all numbers except 5. 53. Function or not a function? Well, I'm thinking this is a function. What if you solve this for y? If you solve it for y, right, just subtract that x from both sides. You get y equals negative x plus 4. Again, that's of the form y equals mx plus b. Crosses the y-axis at 4, but the slope is negative, so this is just a line that decreases. And sure enough, if you pass a vertical line through it, it hits it only once. So this is going to be a function. But I could think of it this way too. If I pick any number for x, take its opposite. Add 4. How many numbers come back? Just one. So it's a function. What's the domain here? All right, so the domain, if I can write it here, the domain, well, think of any values that you can't pick, right? Is there any number you cannot choose here? I can pick any number I want, take its opposite, and add 4. Everything works. So the domain here is going to go from negative infinity to infinity. I can pick any number at all in that set.